Hi everyone, I'm Karina,
And I'm Emma.
and welcome to the Artist in You podcast presented by Moksha Canada. And this is a podcast created during this time of the pandemic to give artists a platform to showcase their talents.
And you can find us on all social medias under Moksha Canada.
And today we have Jordyn here as one of our special guests for the day. So, Jordyn, please introduce yourself to the audience.
Hey everyone, I'm so excited to be on the show. As they said, my name is Jordyn Pollard. I am 19 years old. I'm from Lloydminster, Saskatchewan. We're actually right on the border of Saskatchewan and Alberta. And I grew up on a farm. I've always loved music. I wasn't much of a country girl. I kind of just liked to stay inside and perform. I loved watching performances of Hannah Montana or Lizzie McGuire or Shania Twain, and I'd always kind of interpret them and dance to them, and that just kind of grew to me performing and singing for a living, and that's what I love to do. And I have been performing live and for audiences since I was about 12 years old. And I released my first EP a couple years ago, and I'm just, riding out the pandemic. I just released my newest single, Kisses Back, and I'm so excited to get back out into the world and so excited to be on here today.
Awesome. Congrats on releasing your newest single. That's cool. And so, yes, everyone go stream. Is it called Kisses Back, you said?
Yeah.
Yes, everyone stream Kisses Back right now. But do you want to talk about where it's available, like streaming platforms or anything?
Yeah, you guys can get it on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon, YouTube. It's on there as well. We'll be posting up a video sometime very soon. We'll be announcing that. And yeah, I don't know if you guys want to hear it. I could play it for you guys.
Yeah, sure. Maybe just like a little bit later after some more questions. But yeah, also guys, go stream the song and her EP after this interview. Make sure you get on that. But is there someone that inspired you to write music, or do you have an idol that you look up to?
There are a few that really stand out to me. When I was younger, like 2, 3, I really got into Hilary Duff. I don't know if you guys loved her as much as I did, but she was always on the TV and I loved listening to her. But definitely as I got older, I started to listen to artists like Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran. Taylor's one of my biggest inspirations. Not only just musically, she's just a great businesswoman, and I think she just knows how to carry herself very well. As well, I love artists like Chris Stapleton, Elton John. I have so many favorites, but yeah, they change all the time.
Awesome.
So, during the pandemic, what have you been up to? Like, I don't know how bad it is in Saskatchewan. Like here, like we've had our, waves and stuff. We've had our lockdowns, or like maybe 3 lockdowns, I think, just like stuff like that. How I don't know how it's been there, but what have you been up to? Like, have you found any new hobbies or?
I've learned that I really love crime documentaries. You too?
I love them so much. Like that's all I watch, and people think I'm crazy for it.
I saw this one meme, and it's like a picture of Homer Simpson, and it's him laying in bed and he's sleeping peacefully, and it's me after watching crime documentaries. And then the next one, he's like with his eyes wide open. It's me while watching horror movies, and that's me. And you're like awake and scared at the horror movies, but crime documentaries, not at all.
I don't know. I like something about it. Like I obviously don't like that bad things are happening to them, but I like that like it's dramatic and interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm also a psychology nerd, so I just love that stuff. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of crime documentaries, writing a lot of music. I've actually gotten the chance to sit down and co-write just because of school and, work and performing before. I was so busy. I never really had the chance to start co-writing like I had wanted to. And so now I had that chance and I got to meet some new people through that. As well as, I've been able to connect with my family and, have more time with them. So that's been awesome. That's been a blessing in disguise in itself too.
Yeah, I relate to that for sure. Like just having more time with family. I've been going on a lot of walks and things that typically I wouldn't have time to do every day before the pandemic. So it's been nice. Even though it's, not the best circumstances to be at home, it's still been nice to have time for self-care and everything. But I was wondering, so you said you're 19. I'm actually 19 as well. Are you like in college or university right now?
I am, yeah. I'm going to college. I was initially going into school for teaching. I was going to go into education, but now I'm switching to psychology, and I hope that maybe I can work with kids with disabilities and or do music therapy or things like that. On the side as well as do music because music is my passion, and I hope that one day I can do that full time. But doing something on the side to keep me busy.
Oh, I feel like we're friends. Like this is so weird. I was thinking about doing that too, like music therapy, and like I also want to be a therapist, but like I also want to do music. I don't know what to do. Anyways, so about like co-writing. So you write with other songwriters. Like, can you tell me about that? Like, how did it all start? I guess.
Yeah, I actually met a lot of people through songwriters rounds at like the Canadian Country Music Awards or the Saskatchewan Country Music Awards. You just kind of get to network with people and make new friends. And I found a lot of people that way. And so we just message each other. We slide into each other's DMs, I guess, and we pick a date and we just go for it. And Zoom, we'll FaceTime, and there's never, for me, I don't really have a set way that I like to write music. It kind of just depends on where I find the idea. I find a lot of ideas on Visco or Pinterest, or watching movies. I haven't written a crime one yet, but maybe I should. But yeah, it's always a different experience with every single person. So I can't really say that it's a set like strategy or anything, but
So like you're always writing with different people. It's not just like set songwriters.
yeah, I've written with a few different people. I do have a few that I tend to gravitate, like we just do like weekly writes just to kind of
Yeah, I do
keep
that too. Yeah.
keep our minds flowing. I have a really good friend. His name is Doug Sylvester. He lives just an hour away from me, and before COVID he came here for a few co-writes, and now we just do every single week and write songs, and it's been awesome to get to do that.
Cool. So like you said, you've been keeping busy during the pandemic, co-writing and still working on music, which is really good. I feel like some people might have like lacked some motivation, I guess you could say, to do certain things because live performances are canceled. Sometimes you just feel down because of that aspect of it. But Emma and I have also been doing similar to you, some co-writing and original music writing and things like that. But I was wondering, do you have like advice for youth in terms of the arts or how to get into music and things like that?
I think you just gotta put yourself out there and be yourself. Obviously, don't set your hopes too high. I always just kind of keep laying a low playing field and just kind of go in with your head held high. And people appreciate confidence, and they will gravitate towards you if you have confidence and if you're kind and if you're well mannered. Talk to people, network with people. Don't be afraid to talk to someone. If they're rude to you, that's their problem. Just that's what I kind of say. Just keep your head high, and yeah, that's all I got.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect advice, and I would agree with everything that you said for sure. If you want to, I'll hand it off to you to play your song, talk a little bit about what it means and the message behind it. So yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I will play my newest single here. It's called Kisses Back, as you mentioned before. This song was actually pitched to us. I listened to it with my producer and my manager, and I love this song right from the beginning. It wasn't a song that they liked at the beginning, but I knew that it was an earworm. It got stuck in my head. And this song's just about a breakup and going through kind of that process where you're kind of regretting, but it's kind of a good riddance. You kind of wish that you could get the kisses back from the guy who didn't kiss you back. Just kind of that grieving process, but you're learning to let it go. We released the song a few weeks ago, and it's up on all streaming platforms. You guys can go check it out. This is called Kisses Back. Those photographs from when we were something worth keeping, something worth needing. I don't need you, nice and know you. You can keep your old sofa, don't need none of that.
a great voice.
Thank you so much.
It's so pretty. Your voice is so pretty, and you're right. It is an earworm. Like, it's so catchy. I love it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I love catchy songs. Even when I write songs, I seem to always put like some rappy something in there, something that people don't know what I'm saying. And so I heard this song and I'm like, that's a song that I would write. I need that song.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the lyrics are great. Like in the chorus, yeah, it just like has such a hook to it.
Yeah, and I love country music. It's evolved so much, you know, that we can put these pop elements into it, and you know, thanks to artists like Shania Twain and Taylor Swift who have done that for us, evolved country music to this point. But I love rappy hooks like that, and I'm so glad you guys like it.
Yeah, cool. So, I was just reading your bio, and I was looking about who you've shared the stage with. So, I'm probably not going to say these names right. Brett Kissel, Jojo Mason, and Gord Bamford. So just tell me about those performances or like who they are, because I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, these are country music artists. Brett Kissel, he's part of Warner Music Canada. He's a great guy. He's really well known in the country music community. I got to open up for him when I was really young. I was actually 12 or 13, I believe, and it was a local, like a small community fundraiser that he was playing for, and I got to open up for him, and that was before he really broke out. So I got to play with for him then, and then a year or two later I got to open up for him at a health foundation gala in my hometown here. So that was lots of fun. Gord Bamford is also another artist. He's from Alberta, country music artist, and I got to open up for him in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. And that was a super fun time because I got to play on a stage with lights. One of my first big audience shows. So that was a great experience. And that's where I met Jojo Mason. He's also from Saskatchewan, I believe. And then he moved to Ontario. That's where he lives now. Super great guy. And I love getting to open up for artists and meet artists and learn from them and, you know, watch them on stage. I am a person who likes to follow by example. It's always such an honor to get to open up for these artists and even just be in their presence and get to talk to them about performing and their experience with the industry, because we all know that it's not an easy industry to make it in or to feel accepted. You know, it takes a lot of courage and a lot of confidence, and so it's been great to get to talk to these artists and learn that.
Well, yeah, that was probably a great experience.
So would you say that live performances is the number one thing you're looking forward to after the pandemic is over, or did you want to talk about a few other things you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I think that live performances, they're where I get my adrenaline, and that's where I feel the most at home. I love being on stage and getting to be myself and dance around the stage. I get lost in it, and it's definitely where I'm at my happiest. So I'm definitely excited to do that, but I'm also excited to get to see everyone again and talk to my music people, go to events, get to network with people, go on radio tours. It's going to be so exciting when everything opens up next month.
Yeah, we can't wait. Well, so everything opens for you next month? Is that how it is?
For Alberta, I think it's the 1st of July, and then Saskatchewan.
Oh, yeah, I did think I heard that. Yeah. Yeah, for us, I think we're still waiting a bit. Like, we're still technically, like, we're not in lockdown, but we still have all the measures in place and stuff. But it's actually getting a lot better. Like, the numbers are going lower, so really glad to hear that. But yeah, I can't wait till it's over.
Well, I can't either. I hope that everyone just kind of sticks together and that we can all come together just to finish this out and just kind of ride it out and get it all over with, because I thought it would last longer, honestly. I'm surprised that we're getting a summer kind of.
No, it's been long enough. I'm fine with it. Yeah, so I think we're gonna play this game we play every time. It's called This or That. It's just the same thing as Would You Rather. And usually we all answer just to share our interesting thoughts. So yeah. Do you prefer coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee.
But I love tea. I drink tea every night.
Yeah, my mom does too. I like tea. No, I don't know. I like coffee better. Yeah.
I prefer tea because I have it like every single night. But I do love iced coffee. I just don't drink it as often as I used to because I find it contributes to my anxiety and like my hands get shaky. So I'm kind of like staying away from it.
Yeah, that used to happen to me. Does anyone else want to answer? Because I know sometimes other people answer, like Hanya and stuff.
Yeah, anyone who's in the chat, if you want to type your answer or come off
I was
camera.
gonna say amazing song. Love your voice. So pretty good. I was thinking, how did you get into like singing? Like, what was your journey, and how did you like release your first album? Like, what's the story behind it? I would like to know.
Yeah, well, I started out singing, performing live at like 12 or 13, and I actually started meeting people. I was in a competition at Big Valley Jamboree, and that's where I met one of my mentors, Wes and Abba, and he helped me in so many ways. He sent me to the Canadian Country Music Awards, like he told me you gotta go there, and that's where I met my manager. And a year or two after I met my manager, we actually recorded the first EP, and I got to record it with a local artist, someone in Saskatoon, Bart McKay. He's an incredible country music artist, and it was such a pleasure to get to work with him. And so we recorded that, we laid down the tracks, and we released it the year that I graduated, 2019. And yeah, it was a crazy year. I graduated and I got to release an album. I never thought, like, I always dreamed that would happen, but I never thought that it truly would. So it's a dream come true.
Well, that's so amazing.
Yeah, that's so nice.
Okay, so I was just wondering, I've asked this question similarly to a couple other guests who are in music, but would you prefer pop or R&B?
Pop, I'd say, but I write, like, I'm inspired by a lot of R&B, so I don't know. I like both.
I always say R&B because I listen to it more, but I still like pop, so like I like both.
Yeah, I love both as well. It's super hard to choose. I was just interesting, like what your answer would be, because I get a pop vibe from your original music, but I didn't know if Jordyn, like maybe behind the scenes, you like actually love like 90s R&B or something. So I was just like wondering.
I listen to some. I don't know. I love every genre of music. Well, that's not true, but I like getting influences from everything. And I think that's why I love Queen so much, is because they like got influences from like classical music, rock music, like disco, they just, and I think that's so cool. And I don't know, I like to try different sounds, and so I love both, but I'd say pop because I'm country pop, and pops definitely.
Yeah, if I had to choose, I would say pop as well.
Well, right now you have to choose, so okay, this is a good question, although like I always know Karina's answer. Do you spend your money or do you save it?
I spend my money. But I haven't really had a job or like singing for the past year, so I've been toned down a bit, but still, no, not really. I love going to like thrift shopping. Value Village is my best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys like thrift shopping too?
Yeah, I don't know if you know what Plato's Closet is, but I like that.
Yeah, we do. We don't have one in Lloyd. We don't have a Value Village in Lloyd either, but I like going to Saskatoon or Edmonton. It's a little bit, it's close here too. So we go to either one of those, and I love going. I haven't gone to that place before, but I want to.
I love thrift shopping as well. Like there's this one where I live, it's called Regeneration Thrift Store. It's like they're a lot cheaper than Value Village, but they're like really good. And it's like a new kind of thrift store. So I'm pretty sure they'll be opening across, because they said that they've been doing this for I don't know how many years, but definitely check it out. But it's like, yeah, if I have another option, I'll go to Value Village for sure.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta check that out too.
Yeah, the only thing about Value Village during this time is that the lineups are super, super long outside. Yesterday I just drove by one. I was thinking about going there, but then I saw the lineup and I was like, I'm going home. It was super long. So maybe another time, like, I don't know, maybe in a month or so, the lineups will start to like lessen. But yeah, we'll see. I love Value Village. I've gotten some fancy dresses from there, and my answer to the question is spend.
Yeah, I'd say, well, actually more recently since I have like a job now and I get paid, I feel like I started to spend more because like I have money. But like I had money before, but mostly I just like to save my money for I don't know what, for school or something, for just the future. Like I just save my money for 'cause like I'm still 15, so like I'm just saving up for whatever comes in the future, you know.
So
Yeah.
young.
Yeah.
You're so mature for your age. And I feel like a lot of people say that about me. And I feel like when you're a musician, a lot of us are more mature. I feel
Yeah,
like that's
well,
the
I
thing.
feel like it's probably because we get a lot of practice with like things like interviews and things like just speaking in general. So yeah.
I agree. Yeah, for
For
um,
sure, 100%. Like even just being a host for this podcast, I'm like, okay, Karina, you gotta be professional, you gotta have all your questions ready. And so it develops that maturity and time management skills and things like that.
exactly. Well, since we were talking about just my start with music and my first album and how that came to be, I'm going to play you guys my first single. It came out in, I believe, was it? I don't even know, like the summer of 2019 or the fall. And it's called Good on Me. It's about when you are with someone and they just don't really fit. And I think that is a parallel to how my dating life was in high school and how I view relationships and friendships. I'm very picky, and I think that's a good thing. So I'm taking that with pride, and I released a song that was about that. So this song is called Good on Me. Brown hair, green eyes, asking for instant moonlight. The way you move my hand, you move so fast. In my head, I was thinking how good we look at every occasion. From that first night, I thought we were a perfect match.
I love
Love that one.
Yeah.
Love that one. Another great song, more great songwriting, and I love the ooh part.
You. Yeah, it's super, I don't know, a lot of people, these songs get stuck in their head, and I love it because it's not like super traditional country. You know, I love putting my own spin on things, and I'm glad that you guys like it, because I was like, oh, I hope these guys like my songs. They must be pop artists.
No, like I love it. Like the lyrics are actually like really hitting different for me right now. Like they're relatable, and also I was gonna say like that's what a good song is, like that it gets stuck in people's heads. That's what you want, because then people will remember it. They'll want to listen to it more, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, we love
And
it.
I also like really enjoy you playing your guitar for us as well. I also play acoustic guitar, and I was wondering if you wanted to talk about a little bit, like, you know, how you got involved in playing guitar. Like, did you start just because you started singing, or was it something else? Like, did you have a guitar teacher? Did you teach yourself?
Yeah, I had lots of guitar teachers growing up, but they all had different strategies on how to teach, and so I kind of just picked up different things here and there, and I taught a lot myself as well. I can't read music, so I do a lot of things by ear and just kind of figure it out myself. But I started playing guitar when I was around 9 years old. I got my first guitar when I was 10 or 11, and now have this baby. I only have two. I have two guitars, but this is my only like normal size guitar. My other one's just super small and just a baby. But I'm hoping to get a new one soon. I'm saving up for that, so I got to stop spending, as we mentioned, as we were talking about before. But yeah, I also play piano as well. So
Awesome. And I relate to what you said about reading music. I'm not the best at reading music, and I do a lot of things by ear as well. Which I think is okay, you know, like everyone has their own way of going about things, and it doesn't like devalue you as a musician. It's just music reading and music theory can be very challenging. Like I know because I went to an art school, and there were times where I'm like, what is happening? So yeah.
I feel that, and I've been so intimidated by going to like music school or anything like that, because I just can't read music. So I don't know. But I totally agree. It's a fun way to do it too, to kind of figure it out yourself.
Yeah. Well, I loved both of your songs. I loved all your answers. They were so heartwarming and great answers. Like you're really good at you know, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like doing interviews. Anyways.
Much. I've had lots of practice.
Yeah, that's like the best thing, you know. Practice makes perfect. The question we ask every time, it's like our tradition. Anyways, so if you could invite three people to dinner, living, dead, fictional, or real, who would they be?
So my three people would be Taylor Swift, Freddie Mercury, and Princess Diana. And that's so like it popped up in my head immediately. Those are the three people I'd love to chat with them and spend time with them and be their best friends.
Yeah, that sounds like a good group of people.
I love how you knew that right away as well. Like I feel like for me answering that question, and also for our previous guests, it takes a while to really just narrow it down to three people, but I love that you knew. That's just inspiring. Maybe I should have my list of three people just like at the back of my head just in case I ever get asked. But is there anything to close off the interview that you wanted to promote or share, or you know, get a little plug in or anything?
I just want to say thank you guys so much for having me on. It's been a great chat, and if anyone who's listening wants to grab my music or liked what they heard, just head to any streaming platform and look up my name, Jordyn Pollard, Jordyn with a Y. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, everything. Just look up Jordyn Pollard Music and I should pop up. And yeah, keep following me for updates. I'll be releasing some new things coming up soon. So yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
And go check
Awesome. Yeah.
the new song Kisses Back. Yes.
Yes. Go follow her on IG. Hit up the gram, everyone. And follow, I'll say myself and then Emma will say hers. My Instagram is at karina.b, CARINAA.b. I have a tie-dye shop on Instagram as well, where I make some tie-dye clothing, and it's to dye for shop with the number 4. And my YouTube, Facebook, that's about it, is just Karina Bianchini. My TikTok is a bit different, so it's Karina Bianchini XO.
And my Instagram is Emerald B Music, and my YouTube, Facebook, and all streaming platforms is Emerald B. Yes.
Awesome. I'm gonna follow you guys up.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's great.
I'm already following you. I see everything you do, so it's awesome. We'll be able to see like whenever you have something new, and I'm sure your publicist, right, will email me. I'll see everything. So yeah.
Yeah, it's been great to be able to make this connection with you. I always love meeting other Canadian artists, and I find that there's a lot of undiscovered talent, as we've proved here today. Like, you're so amazing. I'm like, why is she not like Taylor Swift or something?
We should write together sometime. That'd be so much fun.
Yeah. You should definitely do a duet with Taylor Swift sometime soon. I recommend it. After, definitely go to LA for a duet.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Instagram and like DM her and be like, "Hey, want to collab?"
Yeah, I guarantee you she gets none of those. Yeah, none of those messages. I'm just kidding.
So thank you so much for being here today, and yeah, we really enjoyed your 2 songs, and we can't wait to post this episode.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, just send me a message. We can chat. I'd love to follow you guys. So
Thank you so much today for being our first guest on the Artist in You podcast, which once again is presented by Moksha Canada and is a podcast during this time to give artists a platform to showcase their talents. And you can find Moksha Canada on all social media platforms. Thank you so much.
Bye.
bye.
Okay, so our second guest for the day is the amazing Navya. So Navya, please introduce yourself to the audience.
Hi, my name is Navya. I'm 14. I'm a dancer from Stouffville, Ontario.
Yes, okay. And actually you live really close to me because Stouffville's close to Markham, so that's cool. Good to know. But yeah, I just saw you dance in the Shy Muck Toronto Summer Funk virtual performance that was on Father's Day, and you did a great job along with the rest of the dancers in the show. So kudos to you guys for putting that together. It was really good. Is there anything else coming up for you or Shy Muck that you wanted to talk about?
Well, for Shamuk, I'm not sure like the dates yet when the next batch is starting. I hope that that's soon. I'm super excited. As for like myself, I'm looking to grow my Instagram platform. I started my account for dance last year, but I wasn't active really until like this year, April.
Which account is this? Did you want to just say your Instagram handle?
Oh, yeah. It's navya.dances, navya.dances.
Awesome. And yes, I've seen some of the videos. Everyone go follow her for some great content.
Yeah, I just followed you the other day. Where do you dance and how long have you been dancing? Like, when did it start, I guess?
So dancing has kind of just been a part of me, as like my parents say. I've been with Shamuk since I was 4 years old, so it's been a really, really long time. But aside from that, like with family and stuff, like you could see like on my first birthday party, I was like literally dancing. So it's kind of always been just with me.
Awesome. And I relate to that because my family always says like similar comments about how when I was younger, I was always just dancing. And my mom is like, oh yeah, like you were like tap dancing when you were in my stomach. And I'm like, okay, interesting. Love that.
Same thing too. He's like, oh, you were doing cartwheels in my stomach. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we were just like born to entertain, I guess. But I was wondering if you have an inspiration or an idol that you look up to that has kind of helped you on your path of dancing.
I have so many, all of my teachers, but as for like like a famous figure, it would probably have to be Shamuk himself, Shamuk Davar. He not only is such a great dancer and teacher, he's also such an inspirational person. Like what he does with all the victory and stuff like that. He's a huge inspiration for me, and I hope that, like I can make a change to the dance community like how he did.
That's awesome. Yeah. I didn't know he was an actual person. I just thought that was the name of that dance company. Well, I know, is it like worldwide type thing? Because I've seen it's like not just in Toronto. It's like,
yeah, it's all over. I know it's in India, obviously USA, Australia, I'm pretty sure, and like in Vancouver as well.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So, okay, well, tell us about what type of dance you do and like, yeah, just that, I guess.
So with Shamak, I'm kind of doing like, it's all the styles we get to learn. We get like intro to each of them, and like with a kind of underlying theme of Bollywood throughout it. So that's awesome. Like one of my favorite things is like doing like jazz or contemporary with like that Bollywood flavor in it, because that's like new to me. But then I have that sense of like, that something familiar, that Bollywood part of it. So yeah.
No, yeah, that's awesome. And that was a great answer, because I was actually thinking about that aspect of what you guys do in Shyamuk when I was watching the show this past weekend. I was watching it with my mom, actually. We had it on the TV. And I was like, it's so cool how they combine some Bollywood music with some modern day pop songs. And I was like, this is actually so dope. Like, this sounds awesome, because I heard one that had Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo mixed in with some like Bollywood music. And I was like, this is just like so fun. I love it.
It is cool. Yeah, I remember seeing it on Iona's stuff. So yeah, I love that.
So yeah, since we were on the topic of your dancing and your background in dancing, I think now would be a good time to show one of your awesome videos.
लड़के और लड़के कहाँ से आया है रे तू प्यारा है शक्ल से अकल का मारा है रे तू
हाँ चल गई तुझे खल गई मेरी बेपरवाही खल गई वो तरवा तू किस खेत की मूली है जरा पता
टीवी पे ब्रेकिंग न्यूज हर मेरा घाघरा है बगदाद से लेके दिल्ली वागरा टीवी पे ब्रेकिंग न्यूज हर मेरा घाघरा है बगदाद से लेके दिल्ली वागरा
So Navya, I was just wondering, what have you been up to during this pandemic time? I know you've been taking some classes online with Shyamuk, but is there anything else? Have you developed any new hobbies or something fun like that?
So I've been doing baking, which is like totally different for me, because I was never like, I never went into the kitchen or anything, and like all of a sudden I just started doing it, and I feel like it's cool because it's like art, but then you have like end product, and I just love that. But as for like dance and stuff, I don't know. I feel like after, I'd say a couple years ago, I kind of stopped like doing my own choreography, and I just stuck to like, everything else. But like recently I've started dabbling more into that, and also just like with confidence and stuff like that, like getting back into things, because I feel like, my confidence went down a little bit, but I'm working on bringing that up. And I think this is a great time to just work on myself.
Yes, I love that. That's a good answer. You're just coming through with all these great answers, because you're still so young and you have a lot of intelligence, like I can already tell. So that's great. Love that. I love that for you. But I relate. Like I feel like during COVID, my confidence kind of went down. I think sometimes it has to do with the fact that there's no live performances. That could be part of it. And you're just not getting the same like audience reactions when you do online shows, right? Obviously. So yeah, I mean, it sucks, but like you were saying, we kind of have this time to work on ourselves and bring ourselves back from that down of COVID that we were going through in 2020, since now we're coming out of the pandemic. So yeah, hopefully, everything's going to be looking up from here, and everything just keeps getting better and better and better.
Yeah. Speaking of COVID, so what are you looking forward to? Like, I know you're probably looking forward to dancing like in person after the, well, not locked, after the pandemic, but what else are you looking forward to?
So this is like something that's, I feel like it's just a huge, like, it's so underrated about dance, is like the team, the connections that you make and the friends. And I didn't realize like how important that was to me, like all my friends and everything. Like, yes, we do get to see each other online, but it's different. Even with like the teachers, like there's that human connection and that emotion, especially with dance. So I'm kind of missing that, and hopefully I'll get to see my friends soon.
Yes, hopefully soon. I don't know. I was kind of thinking, do you guys think that you'll be back in person for Shy Muck's classes like in the summer, or no, you don't think so?
I don't know about the summer. I think definitely in like September-ish, hopefully. That's when it was last year because I know they opened up just for a little bit, but I think that, everybody's getting their vaccines and then we can start to do more things.
Cool. Do you have like a favorite performance from before the pandemic that you remember that like sticks out to you?
Oh, for sure. So, we do these summer funk shows. So there's summer and winter. Every 6 months, we do like a big show at the Living Arts Center in Mississauga. And so in summer funk of 2019, we did something called the Shadi musical, which Shadi means wedding. So it was like a whole wedding thing. And like, so I'm a part of also like the advanced team. So we did this really, really fun thing. It was about like, when the girl and the guy, they fall in love. And then just like there was so much like setup and decorations, and it was just like we were actually at a wedding, and it was so much fun. I still remember the rehearsal. It was like the night before it ended at like 11 o'clock. We were all so tired, but we were so excited. That was like, it was just the most fun.
That sounds fun. Do you have any other hobbies like outside of dance?
Well, there's baking. In terms of like more like fitness stuff, I've gone into that a lot recently. So like going on walks, hikes, starting to do runs, which was not my favorite, but I'm getting more into that. And then for like academics and stuff, like I like to teach, so I'm a part of this thing called UC Math, which I've stepped back from now because of COVID, but it's like a math thing, right? So after I graduated, I kind of helped out there. I did Taekwondo, so just like a bunch of things here and there.
Yeah, that sounds so cool. I would want to do. I also love. Well, I love math. I guess I don't want to say I love teaching because I've never really taught. I guess, but I feel like that would be fun to do. Anyways.
So what grade are you going to be going into in September?
Grade 10.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so you just finished your grade 9 year. That must have been well, I'm not gonna say must have been. I know like it probably was challenging doing it online and everything because of COVID. But you've still maintained all of your dance training, which I think is amazing. And I've been watching you, so I see you get better and better. So I was wondering, do you have advice for other young people who want to be dancers?
Yeah, so like for me, like a big like kind of, I guess, struggle or something that I'm working on is not comparing myself and not getting too wrapped up in like other things. Like I feel like for a while I was kind of like drifting in a sort of way where it was less about the dance, it was more about like what are people going to think, what are people going to say, and like that was really bad. So I kind of need to like stop and get really back to like the core of it, which is dance, and bring myself back.
I love that.
Yes.
Like I love that you're like realizing all this stuff. Like you're still so young, and like working on it, and it's all great. And also, I said I was going into grade 10, but I'm going into grade 11. I don't know why I said that, but anyways. Should we play this or that now, or?
Yeah, I was just thinking like before we play this or that, maybe we'll just show one of your videos and then play this or that. Do you want to? Okay. Yeah, so on that note of the great advice from Navia about how, the only opinion that really matters is our own at the end of the day. And we do dancing and we do singing or music, whatever it is, for ourselves. It's not for anyone else. On that note, let's show her second video.
शाम है जाम है और है नशा तन भी है मन भी है पिघला हुआ छाई है रंगीनियां फिर भी है बेताबियां क्यों धड़कता है दिल क्यों ये कहता है दिल दीवानों को अब तक नहीं है ये पता
So we're going to play this or that. It's basically would you rather. So just pick one. Yeah. Okay. So Okay. I wanted to ask this one since it's summer now, and I haven't even asked this one yet. I don't know why, but do you prefer like? Oh well, I guess this depends if you have a pool, but like you could go to a friend's pool. I don't know, pool or beach.
Cool for sure. I'm not a big fan of the sand.
Of the sand? Oh yeah, I was at the beach like last week, and there was sand everywhere when I got home.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was gonna say beach just because I feel like the pictures that you can take are really nice, and I'm always thinking about that good Instagram shot. But I don't like sand either. But you know what? I think I'm still gonna say the beach just because like when the sun is setting and you can get that nice shot.
Yeah, the sand thing too. I don't know. Well, like since I have a pool, I like it, but also going to the beach is fun because like I don't know how to explain it. It's just something about it, going with your friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, Karina, you can ask one.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a dance question in terms of genres of dance. So pick your favorite between contemporary and hip hop.
That's so hard. Hip hop is more of my comfort style, but contemporary is something that helps me grow. I probably have to say contemporary because I've been doing it more lately.
This is hard because like I don't really do well. I still dance, but like I don't like take dance anymore.
Well, it can also be which one you like watching.
I think I like hip hop better. Oh, but I like both. Bro. I don't know. I'll say hip hop. Yeah.
Yeah, this is really hard for me because even growing up, I always had like a hip hop solo and a contemporary solo, and a bunch of other solos. I was one of those kids that had like a bunch of solos, just because like I couldn't pick, right? But I think if I had to choose, probably hip hop because I'm a singer, right? And so you're more likely going to do hip hop dancing while singing than like contemporary dancing usually. So yeah.
Cool. So, I always ask this question. It's not based on like coffee, it's just based on drinks or food in general. Do you prefer Tim Hortons or Starbucks?
That's so hard. Okay. I probably have to say Tim Hortons. I'm a Canadian, but also because we didn't really have, I don't have like Starbucks. Like it just opened up near me, so I'm starting to get that more. But in general, it's always just been Tim Hortons. So
Yeah, I agree too. As I always say, Tim Hortons cheaper, and I don't know. That's just why. And yeah, proud Canadian. Yes.
No, I am also a proud Canadian, but my answer is obviously Starbucks. You guys already know.
yeah,
They
your
have,
Instagram,
pardon?
your Instagram stories. I see all your like recipes and like looks so good.
Yes, they just have a better drink selection at Starbucks. Like to be honest, in my opinion. But since you brought it up, if you guys wanna follow my Instagram at Karina.b, Carinaa.b, I have a highlighted story dedicated to Starbucks recipes. So check it out.
Yes.
Maybe you want to do one more this or that and then
Sure, you ask.
all right, so for our last this or that question of the day, I want to know, okay, I'm gonna go to a classic one. Should I ask this or is it too obvious? Well, maybe it's not obvious. Winter or summer?
Summer, summer for sure. Yeah, there's no school. You can hang out with your friends. It's warm. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, summer, just because of the warm weather and yeah, no school. I agree with that one. Yeah. I also like asking that question because sometimes people just, I don't know, sometimes people have different answers. Like sometimes people like the winter because of like how pretty it is. I mean, it is pretty, but no, summer.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say like I feel like my first thought is to say summer, but then I really started thinking about it, right? And I'm like, but I love Christmas time. Like I love Christmas. Or like whatever like holiday people celebrate. Like I just love the holiday season when you're like buying gifts for people and you remind yourself of like all the amazing, wonderful friends and family that you have in your life and all that stuff. So okay, I'm gonna choose summer because I actually love summer fashion, to be honest. So I think that kind of pulls me in that direction. But I love both. So yeah.
This is, well, I mean, it still counts as a question, but it's another type game type thing. Anyways, so answer this question, but also tell us why. So if you could invite 3 people to dinner, living, dead, fictional, or real, who would they be and why?
That is okay. So for the first one, I kind of said this at the beginning, but like Shamak, he's like an inspiration, and I love hearing him talk and stuff. Like I've seen it on like Summer Funk and stuff. I don't know if you saw it, Karina, but he was like talking and stuff, and just it's really nice to hear what he has to say. Second would probably be so there's this Indian actor. His name is Govinda. He's from like the 90s and stuff, but he's really famous for his style being like kind of carefree and confident, and it's just a lot of fun. And I feel like I could use some of that in my life. Just some more kind of to let loose more. So I would want to talk to him. And then third would have to probably be, this is super lame, but like my mom. She's my inspiration for everything, and I just think she's so cool, and she's busy a lot, so it would be nice to be able to sit down with her.
Aw, those are such good people. That's a good answer. That's
Yeah, and it's not lame. No, it's cute. Like everyone looks up to their parents, like their mom, dad, whoever, right? So no, it's not lame. But as you were talking, I was thinking like, okay, so she also has an actor in there. I was wondering like, what are your plans for the future? Because I know also earlier you talked about choreography and like choreographing and things like that. So do you think you would ever get into like teaching dance, choreographing, or even acting? Like, would you take it in a different direction? Like, what were you thinking for the future?
So I don't know like 100% what I want to do, but for sure I want to keep dance as a part of my life because it's like it's a release for me, and it's like self-care. So I want to keep that for sure. As for like acting and stuff, I don't know. Everybody used to tell me they're like, you're such a drama queen, you should be an actor. I was like, okay. But I don't know if I want to be an actor. I never really tried that stuff. Maybe sometime in the future. Um, Teaching and choreographing, I don't know. I hope one day I get to be able to, if I have time. But just for now, I think, doing the classes, furthering myself, and then being able to teach more people, I think that's like the way to go.
Yeah, for sure. And you still have so much time. So like don't even worry about it. I was just wondering because sometimes there are some people who are like, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do. Like I'm sure of it, and they know in like grade 9, and I'm like, oh, okay, like I still don't know what I'm doing. So yeah.
I agree. But sometimes those people they change their mind. It's like me. Like I was set on being a therapist, but then like now I don't know what I want to do anymore. Like I still like singing too, and like that counts as a job. You can make money from singing. Anyways, so do you have any closing words or more advice to everyone who's watching?
Not really. I just want to say thank you guys for giving me this like opportunity to be able to talk about my experience in dance. It's really nice, and I love that you guys are showcasing talents and stuff like that. I think it's a great like inspiration. I've seen some of the other episodes too, and it's really nice to watch and to see people from our own community, because a lot of the times they're like American and stuff, but to see like Canadian, it's really nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that. That's truly what we want to do, is just showcase talents that, don't have the opportunity, of course, because of COVID right now, to be performing live and at the usual festival or dance recital, whatever it is. Because I know, like, for you, of course, as well with your dance studio, but also for Emma and I, we're used to performing like every single weekend. And so we're kind of like, what do we do, right? And also just it's so nice to be able to connect with people, like, Navia, you and I haven't met in person, but hopefully we can. And or maybe I'll bring you like a tie-dye item or something like that. Like hopefully we can connect. But yeah, it's been nice making connections with people during this time, because I feel like that's what's lacking a bit, is just like having that social aspect of life. But did you want to say your social media handle so that everyone can follow you?
Yeah. So my dance account, I already said at the beginning, I'll say it again, is navya.dances, navya.dances. And then my personal is _Navya, NAVYA Kumar, KUMAR.
Well, Karina, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'll just say my Instagram is at karina.b, CARINAA.b. I have a tie-dye shop on there as well, at To Die For Shop with the number 4. And then my TikTok is Karina Bianchini XO, and my Facebook and YouTube is just Karina Bianchini.
Yes. So my Instagram is Emerald B Music, and my Facebook and my music on all streaming platforms is under Emerald B. So yeah, thank you for being here. You were awesome, and yeah.
Yes, thank you so much for coming, Navia. We really appreciate it. It was awesome talking to you, as Emma said. And also, it was awesome having everyone in the audience watching. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Once again, this was the Artist in You podcast presented by Moksha Canada. And it is a podcast during this time to give artists a platform to showcase their talents. And you can find Moksha Canada on all social media platforms. Bye!
Bye!